them all out though. Yeah.
Wow. Wasn't gonna even do an episode and then got all my fucking chores done. Decided, hey, it's already Sunday. I gotta put something out. I was off last Monday, so we did some extra shit. This whole fucking work schedule's bullshit, man. I can't get super chats and things like that, because of the 1,000 subscribers. But, even if I did, I wouldn't do it for a full-time job. So listen, we try to stick to the motto, constant content, constantly being released. It's just hard sometimes when they want you to clock in. We're here with Stevie Lew because Jim Stansel is out on assignment, and that's not why we have him here. He's just filling in. Of course, he does Sad Chad.
Bro, I could never fill Jim Stansel's shoes, so let me just try to do my best here. But yeah, dog, I was doing chores myself today. Like, that's what men do on Sundays. Right. And everybody's podcasting these days. Everybody's podcasting.
Like even on Sundays, I don't really listen to podcasts unless I'm cooking or doing some shit. And then, but people are doing that. So it's weird to adjust to a schedule where everybody is constantly having something out. When I first started doing this, I was like, okay, one of the things about the show is I'm going to see how many I can put out. So I was doing them like every day. And that was where the whole thing, the constant content, because that was, around the same time, that was when Kevin was, you never knew when the fuck a show was coming out.
Bro, and you do a nice job here. You know how to like produce things. You know how to turn your mic on. You know how to open up web pages and stuff. I know you told me off air that you did not watch today's episode of Kumia's Cucks or whatever the fuck he's calling it, but brother,
was it bad?
He had to stop it and restart it. Let's just say that. All right. He went for a little bit, but then he had to stop and restart because things weren't working out so great for him.
So when he restarted, was it the same live video?
Buddy, I want you to just have the pure enjoyment that I had.
Okay, all right.
I don't want to spoil.
I hope it doesn't get cut up, because he, I don't understand this thing that's going on out there that these different shows have a producer, I got a producer. Now, it's the same fucking product. So what the fuck are they doing?
I mean, I think he has someone working for him. I think
he's not the only one that's saying it, though. Right. There's some other people that, I'm friends with that I'm not going to call them out, but
we know
they're like, I got a producer. What, really? What the fuck are they doing? I'm the producer, and I'm doing the same thing. A producer.
Right. We know the lady that's working with him. I believe she also works with Anthony Zenhauser. She looks like a blonde Frederica Bimmel. Fuck, I blew that one. Let me try it again. A blonde Frederica Bimmel. So we know this. And listen, he threw up some little video at the beginning of his show, bro, and it looked like an 8th grader made it. And I get it. Sometimes you try to make like something that's a little like de-evolved and glitchy and cool, but no, this looked like a really poorly produced slideshow that whoever is in charge of his programming over there is like throwing to him like, hey, use this. This is good. We should use this. And he's like, oh, I'm so stupid. Let me just throw it up.
That brings up the point I had, and then another point. I'll go with the latter first. I've said it from the first episode of this Kumia's Cucks. Look, it's an idea everybody has already had. And I said from the first one, I said it felt like it was rushed. And point, case, and blank right there. What is this, episode 4 of the show that he's doing? And it's the same thing. It's the same. This person sucks. It's rushed. Now, my first point is, everybody's saying they have this producer when in reality it's just some fucking nerd who has the time to pull all these clips and watch all these shows and just give them the clips. That's all it is. They're not producing anything. They're just feeding clips so they don't have to do any work or, scroll Twitter. So it's like, how do you find all these clips if you got everyone blocked? It doesn't matter. They're just getting sent the clips. So it's not a producer. There's no one in there. You don't have a studio,
Right.
It's I got to produce. Shut the fuck up. You turn on StreamYard and it goes straight to YouTube. A child can do it.
I mean, don't talk too harshly about Kevin Dumbfuck like this when he's not here. But
no. Sorry, Kevin. No. The thing about Kevin is I love him. No, I mean, I got to. This is Ski Mask Collective, so this is where we dish the dirt. Look, I love Kevin, but he thought that I had gotten mad at him over the way he was producing the show, and that's just not the case. And I know that even him texting me and saying, I texted him and said, I'm not mad or upset. I just want to do it because I've been doing it for 180 something episodes of this show. So why wouldn't I continue to do it on set? I don't like just sitting there. And I'm like, okay, this is kind of on my thing. I don't want to sit here and then have it in the hands of somebody else. I like to be in control of my own content.
Yeah.
And then I told him, I said, I like you as somebody on the show, which is true. We had a fantastic Sad Chad show. About 10 minutes of Chad and the rest about other stuff.
That's what I was trying to tell someone yesterday, that we barely did any Chad content last Sad Chad episode, which is fun and fine.
I mean, I said it at the beginning, there wasn't much content to go over. It's just the same shit. And I'm sorry, but that's not the show we do. Even if his name is in the show, I'm not going to just be like, oh, let's just put something out there to put it out there. It's Rush. I got to do a show because, it's Sunday. I just have to put one out. Let me just mail it in. Let me just sit down and just ramble on.
So I want to catch up on something really quick that I know it's a Sad Chad sort of material topic, but apparently he responded to my offer of a $5,000 one-on-one challenge today. And he declined the offer. He said he would not take my $5,000 one-on-one basketball challenge, street ball basketball challenge, with a $5,000 purse up for grabs. He declined my offer, and I honestly swear I would have gave him 8 points. I would have spotted him 8 points to 21.
Spread.
Yeah, I would have given him 8 points to 21. And unfortunately, Chad has declined our offer. He said that he's not a shock jock morning show guy, and that's what that would have been. Yeah. He's a real professional producer. He does a good, real deal show. That's what he said, and then he went on to literally slam his head into the ground over and over again while trying to do something simple today.
I mean, it's really easy as that, and plus. I mean, look, we've been over this time and time again. I know, as a fellow drinker, Sundays fucking suck. It's the worst day of the week if you're an alcoholic or you drink every day. Not even saying he's an alcoholic. Maybe if you get drunk as fuck Friday and Saturday, Sunday stinks. So he's probably just rushing, trying to put something out there. Because this whole narrative, oh my God, can you believe I said it? Narrative. Of him like, oh, I didn't drink yesterday. I didn't drink. He's not that type of drinker. He's drinking every day.
Sad thing for him, and now let's not be completely one-sided here for me as well, is that he's not working on the weekend these days. He's not getting gigs. He's not getting club spots anymore like he used to just a month ago. Right. He was bragging about all these Florida shows he's been doing. He's had a fucking ice cold February, and so have I. It's tough this time of year. It's hard to get people to go out and see things. The market starts to bounce back around St. Patrick's Day, which is in 3 weeks or so.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean there's no shows going on, right?
Well, the good comedians still get booked, but people like Chad Zumock and we start to see our shit dry up real quick when, like, honestly, January, February, especially in the East Coast, is traditionally a downtime for all entertainment and restaurant business and all that shit. So that's when you start to see people start to shore up their pockets, and the chaff separates from the wheat. I don't know.
Gotcha. Damn, we covered a lot. Fucking 8 minutes. It's beautiful. I haven't watched it today, but apparently I'm a nobody. I know, it's crazy. Oh my God, I can't believe it.
Is there any way I sent you that text?
I didn't pull it up, but I'll have it ready for Thursday, of course.
Because I was just watching today, and shout out to these, like you said, producers who sit there and just watch shows and clip things.
Yeah,
like you never realize how easy that is. Like you can literally just. It takes about 5 seconds to just record, edit, boom, and send it right over. So Chatty Boy was talking about how he had you removed.
Sir Chattel. I got removed from the poster.
Yeah. We'll delve into that on Thursday.
It's funny because he read the comment, and when he read it, he realized he said my name.
That's what
he quickly went on.
So I can't wait to break that clip down, and that's a good. We'll just tease it for Thursday because I sent like the second or two before he reads it, and you can see his slow moving wheels turning.
Oh, I saw it. I know.
Oh, bud, that was like,
Beautiful.
I got a lot of pleasure. I'm not gonna lie, I got a lot of pleasure. But I will say this, man. I tried sending a super chat with no curses or anything, and it got blocked.
Really?
So I would like to not
He wasn't
go out
saying
there
like
and
mean things about you last time he was talking
no,
about
no.
you.
But I think maybe that Frederico Bimmel person that we're talking about is running the chat, and I wouldn't be surprised. I don't have any total proof of this, but I took a screenshot of me trying to send a normal, no curse word super chat to Chad today, and it wouldn't go through. It just like did this clock thing. And then I'm guessing maybe I'm like muted or blocked or unable, like they have my restrictions or
I did notice that you can't comment on his live stuff unless you're a subscriber, which is kind of odd. I don't know why. I mean, does he know how to run this thing? You think if he had a producer.
Yeah. That's fishing for subscribers, which I think
but it's not a good move where he's at. Who's he fishing for? MLC guys?
You're right. No one does that. You're absolutely right, Ski Mask. No one in this like streaming world forces you to be a member to that I know of, and prove me wrong out there in the chat if you know of someone else that makes you be a subscriber in order to chat. He shuts down people who want to give him money. I swear to God, I was trying to give him $5 just to say something silly today.
He blocked somebody from his Patreon.
Right.
He still hasn't blocked me, which is funny.
So that's
he will now. Somebody will clip it and send it to him.
It's nuts. It's like he is like there are glimpses of an actual performer and a microphone person, like a professional there. He has little tiny patches of it. It's like my hair now. Like you can see little tiny pieces of where there used to be a broadcaster or hair. You know what I mean? But like he did this thing at the end that I was cracking up. I was dying just before we went on. He was like, "Go and leave a 5-star review on my I mean, leave any review on my podcast," because that's a thing that you're not supposed to say on your podcast, is to go leave a 5-star review. If you're fishing for 5-star review only, they'll like hold that against you. You have to say, "Hey, go leave a review of my podcast and we'll read the 5-star ones." Yeah. That's the way you get around it. So he's like aware that there are things that you're supposed to do, but he just doesn't know how to do them. And guys like you and I, who are fucking truly amateurs at this broadcasting thing, we never been no third mics on some fucking drive time show in Cleveland. We did this shit from the ground up, man. And okay, all right, let me stop my point here, and I want to bring up something.
Go ahead.
I'm pretty sure Chad Zumach has a stammer. He's got like a really bad speech affliction, like where he cannot speak cleanly and smoothly all the time. I think it must be something maybe from childhood, and I feel bad if that is his affliction and that's a disability of his. Like, more power to him for working so hard all these years to overcome it. But like once I kind of picked up on it, I can't not hear it no more. You know what I mean?
It's either that, because I mean I've noticed a stammer, especially when he drinks. But to be honest with you, Stevie, like since he's doing more shows now with Kevin and everything, people are picking up on his lack of vocabulary, is the best way to put it. He only has a certain amount of words, I think, that he knows or uses in an everyday lifestyle. So if he can't come up with something, he'll just put one of those big words that he does know in place of it, and it kind of causes a stammer. Because,
oh, dude. Oh my God, we're going to have to pull it for, this is great. This is like a little bit of, again, teasing for Sad Chad. That happened so bad today on the first part of his broadcast. He pulled the chat up and he started to read it, and he got to an advanced word and it fucking crumbled him like a sandcastle, and the whole chat just blew up. And like, that's the thing, man. He's getting all these views right now. He had like 300 people. Like 275 people watching his chat, bro. I have to go on the air and say this right now. I had miserable men and Chad's stream up at the same time, and Chad had miserable men beat by like 20 views, man. Like, and I have no ill will. That's no shade whatsoever towards Levy, Shuley, Mike Morse, that whole team over there. I was loving it. They had Ray on. They had our boy Ray on. So I was like rooting for the Shuley show. But where we are right now in this world, I guess darkness prevails, man.
Well, yeah, people love the drama, and they know that Chad, to give him some credit, has been doing a great job of promoting this new show every Sunday at 1 p.m. Just like we do every 6 o'clock every Thursday. I wish we could do that with this show. That's just not possible with Jim Stansel's
Because
schedule.
we have lives. We have lives. We're not nobodies that just sleep in a windowless junior studio apartment in Gladwell with Apes fucking building. And we have lives. So sometimes it's tough to schedule around things.
And plus, those listeners, they're probably, and I'm not giving excuses or anything. It could have happened either way, but they're probably already subscribers of the Shuli Network. There's so much fucking content coming from there that they're like, I'll go watch that later. Let me catch this drama now because it's going to go up on the Patreon after. So
Correct.
They want to catch the live drama. And then, they're probably already part of Shuli stuff because yet they have other shows that they like or.
And bro, honestly, for some people, this podcasting shit is really addictive. It's really fucking addictive as a user end. You know what I mean? So like if like podcasting was heroin, it's like, yo, that Shuli pack has been out there for a hot minute and it's starting to feel a little weak. You know what I mean? Then all of a sudden this Chad pack must have a lot of fent in it because it's fucking slumping motherfuckers. So like all of a sudden that Chad pack is hot right now. So move that Chad pack for a moment. But let's see how this goes out because you know what? Shuli, I'm sorry. Now I'm like, I was doing something there. I apologize. I was doing my best Jim Grindle impression of talking like an actual junkie. More on that later. But no, seriously though, it's like it is seriously an addictive thing, and people are looking for content and to watch Chad flail is very fun.
Well, I think that's why they're addicted to it now because, both Kevin and Chad just now saw how fucking easy it is to do it. I remember when I first started this show, they asked me to come on with Eleanor Kerrigan, and the reason they had me on was to record the episode on my software. I was using Zoom.
Shout out to Eleanor.
They knew I knew how to do it, so they had me on. And
that's like that's like Andrew Dice Clay's girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah,
back in the day. So
she's actually one of the funny ladies out there in comedy.
Got to hang out with her at Skankfest South 2 years ago, and she's a fucking amazing person.
Right. So that's all that was. I recorded it and then I sent it to Adam.
Also,
now that they know how easy it is, they're putting out all these shows. They're like, oh, it's this easy? It's addictive. Let me just do it anytime I want. They're not waiting around.
Can I really quickly make a very strong caveat to the thing I just said there? When I say there are people out there that are really addicted to podcasts, I'm specifically talking about Carlos Danger of the Insufferable Bastards podcast. He's got a problem, man. That guy's fucking.
Really?
He's gone.
Tell me a little bit about Carlos because, I want to trash him a little bit here because I was supposed to do his show. I'm not going to do his show. So he does a show. He has everybody around me on the show.
If Chad's right here, then Carlos Danger is no.
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
Let's cut the shit. Insufferable Bastards podcast is a great show.
I like it.
Carlos is the man. Let me maybe bridge this gap and get your
No. There's no beefy. There's no beefy.
Haven't you been on? You've been on,
no. We've made plans in the past, but I never got around to it.
I am going to say
I'm just saying.
I am going to say this, and this is taking down the fourth wall. He'll get mad at me maybe.
Where's the fifth wall, man? Every time you say fourth wall, I'm just thinking about the fifth one.
Are you really ready to smoke DMT with me tonight?
No, I got a chicken breast in the oven.
Okay. All right. Anyway, so before I went on his podcast for the first time, it was the same night we were doing Bobby's Universe show over at Compound. So I brought my shit over to Compound and I was streaming from Compound. So the last thing Carlos said to me directly before we went on air, he goes, "Hey, you could say anything you want, but no slurs." Okay,
Yeah.
that's all he said, and I was like,
"No slurs."
Slurs. He said no slurs. So I have a feeling that my man over here, Ski Mask, has a reputation that may have preceded himself. So
I don't understand that reputation either. I really don't.
Me neither.
I've heard that from a couple of people, and I'm like, what? I always say it's the people I have on. It's not. Yeah. It's not me. Right. Come on, we'll hang out.
Victor Marca.
People are like, that's Ski Man.
Victor Marca says the N word. He says all sorts of the J word.
Wow, Victor, putting him on the spot. God, yeah. I mean, people come on, they just they say a couple slurs, and who knows what defines a slur? What defines a slur now anyway?
That should be your new tagline. It should say Ski Mask Collective. People come on and say a few slurs, and like put a question mark.
What are you gonna do?
Put a question mark. Dot 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 question mark. What do you want me to do? Exactly.
What do you want me to say? True. You want me to sit there with somebody? I did this when I first started podcasting. I remember I had Pat Oates on like episode 7 or 8 because I was a fan of his when I lived in Texas, and I used to ask everybody before then. I'd be like, hey, is there anything we shouldn't talk about on the show? And I think Pat Oates was the first one to tell me. He's like, don't ask guests that before the show. I'm like, okay. And so I never did it again. Fuck them. You don't like it, hang up. You're not here in person. Just close your laptop if you don't like the subject matter that's going on this beautiful, fine Ski Mask Media.
That's funny. Pat Oates pulled, I forget somebody down the line when I first started, some comedian. I asked him, I was like, hey, man, is there any advice you can give an up-and-coming comedian? And he was like, don't ask for advice. That's only advice that I'd give you. And I was like,
I noticed that. It never works out the way you want it to.
Man.
I love that shit. You're like, oh, you moved to Connecticut to become a comic. Did I?
I'm kind of really bummed out, though, about this $5,000 basketball tournament thing or one-on-one thing that I had going on. I was pretty sure that was going to happen.
Do you think if you drop the price, he might bite?
Maybe up the price.
You think he's scared of the 5Gs?
He's not going to get that money from his bank account. He's going to have his fans.
I know. That's what I mean. He's thinking about the app. I mean, finally, chat. No, what am I saying? He never thinks ahead. Come on.
Does anybody out there want to play me for $5,000?
It's like the thing today. He goes, hey, I'm going to show you what a real comic does and say no to Silk City. Let me tell you something, Chad. And because I know you're watching. You watch all this stuff. Those guys who run Silk City, it's not about the product. The product's good. But that's one of the nicest fucking dudes on the planet. Period. Yeah, I just stole that from you. Period. Because you're saying it all the time. You stole it from Opie. Period. Period. But he really is. And the sauce is good too. But what comes first is a fucking relationship, where he is supporter of all these shows no matter what. So to come out and be a fucking asshole again on Twitter, it's just like, come on, man.
Yeah, and
like really, like you're gonna go after this? Like keep it with steel toe or whatever. Which I don't know. That whole thing is. I'm still not really caught up on the whole.
Yeah, and if I recall correctly about Levine, is that he didn't like the way that Chad was going after fucking Kevin Brennan's children and wife. Well, that was the reason why he pulled out of being involved with Zumach. For that specific reason, because Chad was going after Kevin's wife and kids. He was going after, I don't want to say Kevin's wife's name, but he was saying her name online. He was saying that she was scamming the IRS. He was trying to get them in trouble with the IRS at the time. And that's when fucking Levine took his sponsorship off. And God bless Levine for having, a backbone there. I like that. Little did he know that 9 months later, Kevin Brennan's going to bring Chad back into the fucking fold.
Well, he doesn't, have to know. He's just looking to, be like, hey, people can come around again just because they don't like something.
Jeff Levine's he's a good Christian man. I can tell.
He's a good dude. He's a good dude, man. That's all I got to say about that. Yeah. So he's a supporter of the shows, even if I didn't have a sauce. Which, by the way, if you guys want sauce, sign up to the Patreon. And I'll send you a bottle of sauce. You like the way I learned that word? Sauce. Is that how you guys say it up on the East Coast?
Do you still have like
I've got like 30 bottles.
It's more of a sauce.
Sauce.
Yeah.
Sauce.
You're working on it. It's good.
Yeah. I don't want to work on it though. Sauce. No. It's fucking sauce, dude.
That hot Texas sauce. Drawl, if you didn't already have a beautiful lady at your side, you'd be just knocking it out of the park around here with that cowboy talk.
I'd be cleaning house, put on the roll ropers. Start throwing up legs every which way but Sunday, baby. All right. Yeah, so that's going on. This podcast turned into about Chad because we can't talk about crows. We can't talk about all of the other stuff that's going on. Ski Mask Palooza, Stevie. Do you plan on going to the Ski Mask Palooza this year?
100%. What date are we doing that? January, June?
I think it's the third weekend of June, but
I am rusty today. I had a rough week. I overworked myself, and I am not all there today. So
I'm rusty too, dude. Need some
maybe we should get some. We should probably have a new flyer for Ski Mask
Yeah,
Palooza
I'm
up
gonna
by
do that
the end.
before I really start.
Let's do it
pushing
by next episode. I can help with that maybe too, or
Okay.
maybe one of our folks out there.
Yeah.
We
Let me
could
find
use,
out the date.
Where's our Ski Masks producer? Who wants to be our Frederica Bimmel? Do we have?
Yeah. So like, if you want to be our,
we could use the help. Yeah, we could use the help. We're not asking.
I'm not
for
asking
it,
anybody to run any shows. Make us some logos. I need a new logo with me and Stancil. Stancil and I.
Can I say? And I was going to save this for somewhere else, but I'm going to do it here.
Do whatever
right?
you want.
Like those people, Frederica, if you're listening, like no one asked you. Nobody fucking asked you to start doing that shit, but you did. You did, which was cool. And like you got some recognition out of it because you know what's going on. You've got a little bit of skill. What I compare those people, the Frederica Bimmels, the clip makers, the Twitter harasser profiles, you're like a WWF fan who made a really nice sign and brought it to the show and put it up, and it got on air. Like, oh shit, yeah. That's basically what those people are. The people that are doing the hardcore clip making, the non-stop clip making, and all of this shitty artwork that they're feeding to Chad and letting them put up. You're basically someone with a sign at a WWF
show.
I
mean, they're gonna throw it up no matter what, and he's just excited that he's finally got some new fans because he talks about all these Patreon numbers. This is the same guys that have been sold, signed up forever.
Holy shit. Do you see this blind-eyed Tim comment?
Nope.
Pull that up.
Skanklefest.
What? That line of the day. Blind-eyed Tim. Skanklefest? How did no one is? All right, please tell me someone else said that before and he just ripped it off, or did
I don't
blind-eyed
understand
Tim?
Skankle.
Earl Skanklefest.
Oh yeah, gotcha.
That's glorious, man. I don't know. All right.
Speaking
moving
of
on.
Skankfest, aren't they doing it in Vegas again this year?
To tell you the truth, have kind of fallen out of the loop in the Skankfest world. Gotcha. I will be very open about why that is as well. The Creek in the Cave was my big hook in with Skankfest. Lewis and the other guys were always very cool because I knew them from Compound, but my real in with Skankfest and the production side was with Rebecca Trent over at the Creek in the Cave, and they moved to Austin a couple now 2 years ago.
Going back to Texas, boys.
Yeah, and so I used to be heavily involved in performing and doing shit over at the Creek all the time, and Rebecca used to always hook me up with either production jobs or
just something to keep you going,
or she would just say, "Hey, come hang out. Here's a an artist pass and all that shit." So I miss that though, man. Maybe I'll get back. See, I'm trying to focus more on me and
dude,
and my people. You know what I mean?
You got to focus on your narrative, really.
I'm not focused on my narrative right now, actually. And I think that's what's fucking me up. I got to work on my narrative a little bit more.
Narrative's got to be top notch, man. If your narrative's not here, bro, you're going to start to slowly sink, man. You got to make sure that narrative.
I don't know.
When you wake up in the morning, it's narrative. Nothing else, man. Narrative is.
Think about the narratives,
here,
though.
Bro.
Yeah. See, I'm not about, it's fan fiction when you just make up a lie and then you put it out there like truth. And people believe that shit. And it's okay. At this point, it doesn't hurt me anymore. I know at the beginning I was like, what? Why would someone lie and say that Ski Mask is trying to target their kids on Twitter? Yeah. I literally saw that this week. That someone was trying to say that Aaron was no good because he associates with people like you and the BYB boys.
Oh, I'm a bad boy.
You and those guys target and dox.
I barely have time to do the show.
Frederica Bimmel said that you were targeting and doxing her children, or that they were. I was like, I saw that, and someone believed it. Another one of these little smaller podcasts. I
didn't even know she had kids.
I saw this. Right.
Listen, so I'll tell you right now, Stevie. Here's a little behind the scenes of Ski Mask show. And there's a couple of people who I won't name because whatever, but they know the truth. Nothing is ever told in fiction on Ski Mask. We're an open book here.
Right.
I always tell the truth. Everything I say on this show is real and has actually happened. And that's the way I always wanted it to be, hence the Ski Mask, motherfuckers. You guys think it's hiding identity. It's more of a characteristic thing where you tell truth and it makes you feel comfortable telling the truth. So here's what happened. All I said, quote, She looks like the type of lady that would beat her children. That's it. That's a dig on her, not
Joke.
the kids.
The bad joke.
It's a bad joke. But she was coming at me, so I said,
but she now
like
as the broken person,
she looks like the big mama in any fucking household movie. Sorry,
as the broken person she was, she tried to weaponize that because that's what these fucking really bad broken people are doing. And honestly, she is marching one way road.
And by the way, Julian, yes, I do have a warrant. I don't. Yeah. Ask me about it. I have a warrant. I have a warrant in Smith County, Texas. Yeah, call him. I have a warrant there. Call him.
That's the difference between Ski Mask and Chad. Ski Mask will tell you about the shit that went down and why it went down, and he won't make these excuses like, no, I was actually the hero. She was my ex-girlfriend, and he was beating her up.
Yeah.
And I was just no, Chad, you were stalking and harassing a woman, and now you try to use it as a badge of courage, bro. Like, this is... It's getting really sick. It's getting really sad. Honestly, Ski, I don't know. Okay. I do message Steel Toe Aaron from time to time on DM. Never once have I ever mentioned his ex-wife in a DM.
Or would you even think about it?
I'm not a fucking weirdo who gets into that shit. That's not.
Yeah, that is.
I wouldn't want people to ask if I had that situation.
Shout out to the David Chandlers. Shout out to the David Chandler. $100
was asking me about that. I would tell them to go fucking lose their life. You know what I mean? And that's what's happening right now is that people are getting into people's personal lives, and it's not funny, bro. And it's not.
Thank you, David Chandler.
It's not funny, and it's not fun. You know, to quote Billy Crystal there, you got to be fun and funny. And if it's going to be just harassment, there's going to be repercussions. And I don't know what the fuck is coming, but I don't think it's just going to be a cease and desist letter. That's what Chad thinks is coming from Aaron from Steel Toe. I'm picking up little crumbs here and there from what I'm seeing out in this entire fucking universe. And it seems like there may be something bigger headed. Like legally.
He's the narrative man.
I don't know. And I honestly, I hate that. I fucking hate that. Like, you couldn't believe.
That's when I start to tune out, man. Like,
it ruins it.
I don't know. Well, like I said before, Stancil said it, I think, or me, or one of us said it. He takes the fun out of funny, and it's true. Once these shows like stop being funny and it just becomes all hate.
I guess we made a couple jokes.
Chad, he's focused. He's focusing there on his chat too much where the people are being mean. You know who's not being mean? I don't know if you heard a second ago. David Chandler's not being mean. $100 super chat. David, if you go back and watch the latest Sad Chad, we brought up your name a couple times if you have some stuff to say about that. So thank you, sir.
David Chandler, we wanted to thank you for coming through and saying hello. We wanted to clear the air specifically regarding you. And we did that, I feel, last Stat Chad. And if there's anything else we need to further clear up, you can please reach out to us behind the scenes, or if you want to just move on, which I think a lot of people do.
He's our Borgo, dude.
David Chandler has always been a good dude, and I know he kind of went a little under the radar for a few after TavelCon, which I don't blame him whatsoever. It's good to see your face, buddy.
By the way, I'll tell you here, because I'll tell you, I don't need to tell you off the air. Dr. Steve politely declined, but did tell me he just didn't want to get involved in it.
Cool.
But he said that, Kevin overindulged, and he heard about it and felt bad, and that's why he doesn't want to get. He feels bad for Kevin and stuff, so he knew about the whole thing and says,
And I will say that's fair because we did mention on air that we did reach out to Dr. Steve. And I totally respect his opinion on that, and we would never hold him to any sort of like, you better do our show, otherwise we're coming for you now. Funny. We're coming for you now, Dr. Steve.
He thought he didn't know who he was talking to because I didn't realize that
we're gonna start a negative.
I sent it from the SNC Gmail, but then like my real name pulled up, so he's like, "Am I talking to the guy that urinated or not?" And I'm like, "No, there's two." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, that's right, people. My name's Kevin. Oh, I'm fired. God damn it, I'm fired. I'm fucked."
Dude,
we said it last week.
Steve is literally saving thousands of people's lives around the world.
And we're trying to get him involved in this.
Like I remember, like years ago, I sent him something, and then like 4 weeks later, I got a full response. But I had gotten a new phone. You know what I mean? So like this text comes in with a response. And I had no idea what the number was and what it had been a response to because it like was literally 4 weeks later. Yeah. And I was like, oh, thank you. Who is this? You know, and he's like, it's Dr. Steve, buddy. Sorry, I'm so late on the answer. But I like asked him a medical question because someone had given me his number or whatever, or he has a number.
David Chandler coming through with the 2-2 train. Thank you, David Chandler, for the 222.22. Beautiful, David Chandler. Thank you for the support, dude. Look, we're not going to sit here and read all the super chats and break them down, this, that, for that. Look, and David Chandler's just being a good egg because he likes the content. If you like the content, folks, keep it up. David, I hope all is well. Get yourself a Big Peace t-shirt. I'll send you one. Give me your address. I'll send you a Big Peace.
Can you bring up Stevie J's comment over here real quick? Because this can give me a little venue. No,
not that. Sorry. This one here?
Yeah. So here's the thing where I'm at with
it's not that he's against canceling, though.
Yeah.
I got to say, it's the people watching.
Listen, and I got to say something really clearly on air right now is that, like, there are terms of use, and especially from a comedian and a performer to another comedian and performer, like, you should always really be sensitive and careful about the specific terms of use and people's copyrighted material. You know what I mean? Like, I hate to say it, but like Chrissy Mayer has a point where Chad is playing these clips of people going into comedy clubs and filming her video on air. Now, I know it has been done to him by Carl and who are these podcasts. They played audio only. So there is a bit of fair play back and forth going on, but also you can't strike it Chrissy from Carl, although it was a Carl. All right, I'm getting in the weeds here. All I want to say is that if you're playing full entire clips of people's stuff from start to finish that
First
they
of all,
own,
it's lazy. Can we agree it's lazy?
Yes, it's lazy to play start to finish. You know what I mean? You should try to clip it up and make it smoother. But, you know, if you're not doing that just because you're too dumb to realize that there are rules that you need to abide by because, like, artists' intellectual property is protected in the United States. It's a fucking brilliant thing that we have.
Nothing worse than lazy reporting. Nothing worse.
You know, or there's nothing worse than stealing, you know, because you're basically like hindering people's ability to make profit off of their own work by profiting on it yourself or downgrading their material if you're not doing it correctly. It has to be transformative and you have to clip it properly. And if you're not doing that, you're going to get fucking shut down. And like, whether it's Steel Toe, whether it's Frank and Chrissy, or whether it's some other random psycho out there, I'm sure there are people coming for him. I have a feeling that Chad's channel won't be up for the rest of this. You know, I just have, I'm not, this is not a threat personally, Chad, from me, you know, but I just don't see it working out for him, man. Especially with all this shit where he's talking about this guy's wife, and apparently this may get dragged into some sort of custody shit, man. And that's again so fucking despicable and ridiculous that this is where we are.
Wow, Chad, and you're being a bad boy.
I don't want to be involved.
Cut it out. You thought the Bahamas was bad, Chad. Woo! You fuck with the wrong crowd now. Yeah. I was just tooling around. Now you got some big boys after you. See, you should have stayed down here in the lower tiers. Should have taken me off the poster, Chad. That's all I gotta say.
And I ain't no fucking. I'm just calling it like I see it, man. Just calling it like I see it. I know it's been a fucking crazy day.
That's what Ski Mask Collective is all about. We call the shit. We call the bullshit. Oh, dude, and we call the narrative. Yeah. I am the narrative.
Can you pull up? Do we got the narrative T-shirt?
Dude, you hold on, Stevie. You don't know how SMC works, okay? Obviously, you know how SMC works, but I gotta say, you don't know how SMC works. All right, first you gotta start slow and seductive. Gotta give him. Gotta tease him. Gotta tease him a little bit. Yeah,
I'm feeling it now.
They know what time. That way, they have to know what time it is.
Sorry, I just took my dick out and I was just like, come on.
Every this gets me every time, dude. I'm fucking rock hard right now. Oh.
Dude, my T-shirt kind of matches the right there a little bit. You see that?
Oh yeah, dicks. Oh my God, Ski Mask Palooza's right around the fucking corner, people. You're gonna show up to the beach without these? You're fucking crazy. SkiMaskCollective.com. Get there, get the flops. Why not get them now? So they ship and they're there. What are you gonna walk outside barefoot the first day it's warm out? Fuck that. Get the flops. Show them. Let everyone know you got a big piece. If you got, people who don't want to see dicks, look. SMC regular flops. There is a hidden penis on here, but you won't be able to see it with the naked eye. Promise. Right? Big Piece t-shirts available. SkiMaskCollective.com. Look, these things are selling off the shelves, I'm telling you. All right, we just sold 10. I got people working overtime trying to sew these bad boys together. Stancil Graves. This is perfect for today.
Whoa.
We also have the Stancil candle available at SkiMaskCollective.com. He's gone. He's gone for the day. So we might as well consider him dead. All right? But he is out on assignment, so it's okay. Sad Chad cups.
Mugs.
Sad Chad shirts. The narrative t-shirt. I haven't uploaded it yet, but you know, I could just go to the website, motherfucker. I'm not in the merch mood today, but if you want merch, it's there.
It's what we
It's
call
there.
a
It's
tease.
available.
Or we'll
No, I was
bait 'em.
fighting with my merch company this morning, dude. I was trying to get 5 more people over here to fucking sew these shirts up, dude, because I got so many orders going off the shelves, and they're like, we can only send 3. I'm like, how am I supposed to fulfill my orders? So don't worry, people. I got 2 of my other friends. They came over, and so they're downstairs right now. Fucking, I gotta pay those guys overtime. They're a little bit more pricey. So don't worry, because the merch, the merch will move if you get the merch. It'll move. I'm just having, so that's why I'm not in the merch mood. I'm sorry, dude.
I overheard the conversation. It was like this. It was like, oh, Mr. Ski Mask, your credit card payment was declined again.
Right.
How many more times must we do this?
We fixed that issue, but I mean, just be wary that if it does decline, just send me a PM. But it won't. We permanently fixed that issue. We have a Ski Mask Collective credit card, so Ski Mask was able to get credit. The guy underneath the mask was unfortunately able to get credit. So, yeah, he's a fucking piece of shit. Garbage. Anyways, that's the merch. I'm not in the merch mood, like I said, dude. I gotta fire all these people. Oh my god.
I got 2 things here. Julian Huerta, shout out, just gave me an idea. You should start working out in ski mask shirts and sell them used with your sweat scent all over them for the ladies.
Well, see, this is how I know.
A couple of our
This is how I know, man.
would pay extra for that.
We've gotten into it already once, but so the Big Piece shirt, the one I had the seizure in at the airport.
Right.
It's a hot item.
They cut it off you, right?
Well, no, they didn't.
But they got
still
the
got the burn
marks
marks from like when they gave me the defibrillators and shit. You can see it. It's all fucking whatever. It disappeared. It disappeared.
What?
Yeah. So there's only 2 people that use this apartment. Me and my girlfriend. No one else has been over at all. And I've torn the whole apartment apart. I got rid of shit. All the stuff. It doesn't just. I looked at my truck. I looked at work. I looked everywhere.
Damn, dude.
So last place I remember seeing it, I was supposed to go do the wet spot, and I had to cancel because I got whatever COVID, whatever the fuck that shit is, and I didn't want to get everybody sick. So I had it here, and it was sitting on the couch. And then a couple weeks went by, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna put on the Big Piece shirt for a show." And I was like, "Where the fuck is this shirt?" I didn't have time to fully look for it. And so what I'm saying, people, is that it's a hot item. And flying off the shelves. So it leads me to believe that the maintenance guy here saw the mask throughout the window. Because he hasn't been in here as of my knowledge. So he saw me doing the show through the window. Or somebody saw me. They know what time I go to my real job. So they broke in. They stole the Big Piece shirt. And they're going to fucking send me a ransom note. I can already feel it. I know what's coming. Because they're going to hear me talk about it on this beautiful show that they watch, clearly. And they watch, every time we go live, they're sitting around the house, no matter what they're doing.
Dude, I'm going to solve the crime right now. Can you describe what your maintenance man looks like?
I've never seen the guy. But that was at nighttime. Maybe
you say his name? That is all right. No, you can't say his name on air. That'd be bad. All right. Well,
I don't even know his name. I know what you're getting at, but
okay. Sorry, I had this idea while you were talking. You need to make versions of that shirt. So make a screen print that looks like that shirt with the paddle marks burned into it, but it's just an art logo, and sell those as a tribute. You know what I mean? So people can be like, yeah, I want to be just like Ski Mask. I want to have a seizure on the people mover at LaGuardia Airport and have the EMS put the straps on me and blast my heart back to life.
That's a good idea. It's a great idea. It's a fantastic idea.
We're gonna make sure we have to have one of those things, 2 of those things at Ski Mask Palooza. on hand.
Yeah, I want people to get defibrillated. I want a pepper
AEDs.
spray. I want a pepper spray competition.
Oh, what?
I don't know. I mean, we got to do something wild. I mean,
what? That's not a good idea.
It's not a paid event. Who's to say that we can't all meet on the beach and we put in and whoever gets pepper sprayed gets the most money? Yeah, DUIs will be involved at Ski Mask Palooza.
A pepper spray contest is that a thing, or did you just make that up right now?
I just made it up.
I love it. All right, I'm in. Fuck it. I know I was off
when
you first said it, but now I'm back in. You fucking turned me. I'm winning that fucking pepper spray contest.
It doesn't necessarily have to be like that, but look, I mean,
it's gonna be like that, bro. It's gonna be like
who wants to fucking sit in a circle and jerk everybody off? Let's get in a circle with this pepper spray.
Everybody's got
last
one
man
can.
standing. Yeah.
Yep. There'll be
not that bad. It's not
this is
that
brilliant,
bad.
bro.
It fucking hurts. Don't get me wrong.
I've been dude.
I let my boy do it with the.
You don't think I've never been pepper sprayed before, bro?
I let my buddy go right across my eyes, and my stepdad, he said, you know, the only way I'll film this is if you do a walkthrough.
Do you think pepper
so
spray?
He wanted me to spray it and walk through it so I could see what it felt like, just in case I ever got arrested. And I was like 18, and last second I whispered to my friend, I was like, just fucking dome me, bro, dome me. And he got right in the eyes, dude. My face swole up for over a week. Over a week it was swollen.
You whacked your cord there. Fix your cord there. You hit something.
Thanks. Yeah, I noticed that earlier before I started the show, so I had it.
Better. Yeah, that police grade shit is no joke. I've been hit with that before. That'll put you down on one knee for sure. But the stuff that they sell out on the streets, don't use that, folks.
No, that's just
that just enrages your attacker. You literally you give them an adrenaline burst that's already happening.
The can is so cheap. There's hardly anything in it. You know. So my lady was like, she was going out with some girlfriends a couple nights back or whatever. She's like, "Oh, do you have a pocket knife I could bring?" I was like, "Just order some pepper spray, because you're gonna do a lot more than you would with a blade. First of all, you don't even know how to hold a blade. Second of all, with the pepper spray, you're just gonna stop him and then you get on your merry way. He's not gonna continue. He can't see anything."
They make these little 3D printer keychains now for ladies that can be used to just like they use a keychain thing that you can just start fucking trying to go for their. You got to go for the balls, ladies.
Women can't even make a salad without cutting their fucking finger.
Yeah, you're right. He's fucking right.
It's always an issue. So why give them a blade? You know. Plus, you know they're coming back. You know, if they do make it back, they're going to be drunk, probably causing problems, and now you know they have a blade.
Stevie J's right. Stevie J's right. They'll take it from her and they'll use it on her.
Stevie, yeah, you're right. Or they could just take her. I mean, at least a chance. What else would be good? A hand grenade?
I can't believe I got put in my place by another Stevie today.
True.
Fucking weird.
I like this guy. This guy's all right.
What is? Oh. All right, Sig. See, Dub, you're gonna make him go get his arsenal now. No. Yeah, he's not in a merch mood. He's not in a gun mood today. What's wrong, Ski? Is everything okay?
Everything's good. It's just fucking. I don't know, man. It's cold, which isn't a problem. I normally like the cold. I don't know. I got all this shit I want to do, but I can't seem to just fucking do it.
February cold sucks. It's like Arctic blast, last gasp of winter fucking cold. Right. I got yard work to do myself, and I'm just doing shit today inside.
Just get yard work tattooed across your knuckles, dude.
There we go.
Boom. You got it.
Then when Chad Zuma comes to town, I'll just be like, my wife's like, "Where are you going, honey?" Going to do some yard work, baby. Yeah. I may not come back.
I have a bottle of sunscreen tattooed on my arm for when I go out and people, you know, they're like, "Oh, you need some sunscreen," because I hate sunscreen. I'm like, "I already have some, thanks."
Yeah, I saw that picture of you where you had the bad sunburn, man. That looked.
Yeah, I should put it on, and they're asking me because they care about me. I just don't like the way the lather feels, and I think it's a little weird, you know, rubbing shit on you just to go out in the natural forces. Natural skin cancer death, people. Okay, get on board. Don't be a Chad. Don't overindulge. Short episode today. Blunt smoker video is the thing. Are we having anything for February? Or
yeah, thank you for asking, man. We had one scheduled for last week, and one of my co-hosts got sick, and we had a special guest coming live, so we didn't want to like pass around a blunt with one guy being sick and get everybody fucking sick. Right. So we had to pull out last second. We're putting out a pilot episode that we had recorded at the beginning. We're going to put it out Monday. just to have an episode out for February. And then we're going to either try to reschedule that one we had for this month real early and get it right back out for March, or just do a new idea for March. Thank you for asking. We did have a little bit of a scheduling issue. The guys that I work with are very busy. I had a fucking hell week, bro. I had a very tough week, but I guess we're through it, right? Everybody's through it. Check out Sad Chad
tomorrow.
Sad Chad. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. We're starting all over again. It's one big loop, baby. Check out Sad Chad. Please like and subscribe, but especially subscribe and make fake accounts and subscribe to Ski Mask Collective's YouTube. Check out Kevin Brennan MLC podcast. Check out Steel Toe is going to be doing his show later tonight. Check out Shuli Network, Bob Levy, all of our buddies. Check out the BYB podcast.
Check those guys out. Boys. Good eggs.
Oh, thank you. This Tuesday night, probably around 7:38, something's coming on the BYB podcast.
Whoa.
It's a complete surprise premiere.
Wow.
No info out there right now about it.
Nobody knows.
But if I were you and you're into this sort of shit, I would keep my eyes open. Tuesday night, we're going to do a live show around 7:38. We haven't figured out the time yet, but we're working on a lot of shit. Different look. I think people will like to see where we're going. And yeah, because like I heard you say the other day, bro, that Sad Chad could end any minute, right? Because like Sad Chad could literally blow his fucking brains out.
I'm still doing a show every Thursday at 6 p.m.
Okay, I thought
I've gotten used to it. I've done it 17 times. I'm not breaking that.
It's not over yet. Let's go a little.
So no matter what, there will be a show. We just might not be talking about clowns unless they do something.
You just reminded me, buddy. I listened to that Ray DeVito podcast that you did the other day, where he was jumping all over you, and it kind of got me pissed off a little bit about Ray. Yeah, because I don't like how he's been doing that. Because remember, I mentioned that he's been doing that, and then he fucking did it to you.
He did it to
Carlos Danger. Exactly.
Yeah, I heard it.
Shout out to our boy Carlos Danger. I was just fucking with him earlier. Yeah, he did it to him too, man. And like, Ray, what are you doing, buddy? Because the worst of it is that he goes like, I don't want to talk about this shit to you. He tells you not to talk about it, and then he goes on about it for fucking 25 minutes. So I don't know, Ray. I think
not only that,
Ray's on medication. His medication fucks with his memory.
It's not that he told I understand he told me not to talk about it or whatever, but then he asked me a question that directly involved it. And he thought I was bullshit. Yeah. And I'm just telling you the truth, dude. Like, I don't know what you want me to say.
Yeah, and he tried to tell you that your version was wrong. He was trying to tell you that your truth was wrong. And it was like, no, Ray, I literally have
and even
miles
when it came to the
miles of receipts.
Yeah, the part about Elvis being gay, I'm like, go watch the old episodes. We had T-shirts made. We had T-shirts on SkiMaskCollective.com that said Elvis or Gray. I still have the prototype. So if it comes down to the point I got to put it back up, I'll hire 2 more guys to come over. They'll get down in the basement.
People would just rather live in a world that makes more sense to them. So they'll put those blockers on.
Why live in a world that makes sense? I like living in a world that doesn't make sense. Because what they give you doesn't make sense. Elvis just being a dude who's never had least. I mean, the guy got so much pussy. You don't think he ever tried a cock? I mean, come on. That's the whole thing. He had at least one penis in his mouth. Yeah. The guy could get any lady he wanted, so he's going to be like, oh, this is boring. Let me try a cock.
You think Elvis?
Simple. It's simple science.
You think Elvis could have got our friend Frederica Bimmel to lay next to him in bed?
I don't.
All right, I'll leave you. I didn't mean to stump you on that one.
Sad Chat every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern. Listen, NFL is over. Basketball is out there, and let's be honest, who watches that unless you're betting on the game? And even then, you're still not watching. So Sports Mask will be in and out until, of course, the NFL regular season starts. There'll still be shows. You just don't know when. We'll pop up whenever Jim Stansel feels like. If you like Jim Stansel, follow Chad Cellmate on Twitter. He likes Stansel. He's kind of one of his like personal guys.
There we go.
Or whatever, who knows like inside information about Stansel that no one else
Interesting.
knows. So.
I didn't know that. I was following him, but I did not know that was the case. So
yeah. So follow that guy. He's cool. And Jim Stansel will be back next week.
What is it? It's fucking Zumok Cellmate?
Yeah. He's the guy who knows inside info. I don't know nothing. No one knows anything.
Go to Zumach.com too.
Oh, geez, Louise. Sorry. Oh. Why do you think he wrote the Jailhouse Blues? Because he was tired of getting cock.
Folks should go to Zumach.com because that goes to Corn Diff page.
Oh yeah, forgot to mention that on the air.
Yeah, shout out to Corn Diff, our buddy, the Corn Man. He interviewed Gino. He did a great job with the Gino.
I haven't heard it. I didn't even see him promote it.
Yeah, it was just yesterday, and it was.
How many words did Corn get in?
All right, that's fair and valid. Without even listening, you somehow were able to kind of critique it. But I think Corn Diff interviews are going to be like something that we're going to look back and say, hey, you know who was the first people to have Corn Diff on a show ever? Yeah. These two, two beautiful motherfuckers right here, folks.
Well, I told him, and like I've said before on this show and this network, everything that I say is absolute truth. And I told him, I said, dude, I don't watch podcasts. I don't. I listen to podcasts. That's what I do. Because I'm an old-time radio guy. I liked radio when I was driving, That was one of the only podcasts I've sat down and watched the whole episode. It was intriguing, so I'm excited to see this. I will watch.
Well, it's pretty clear. He
you're right. He asked the questions that we would ask, but we think we know the answer.
He peppers in some like classic job interview questions. He asks. I think I hate to break down the 17th wall today, but you see how he kind of butters people up a little bit easy in the beginning because he's a corn. Then he starts asking some personal questions, and he'll pepper in some real should be easy to answer questions unless you're a complete dull, talentless loser like Chad who couldn't even answer a standard. Like no wonder he's never had a job in his life. All right, I'm sorry, but we'll save that for Thursday. Let's move on.
Where does corn go up? We just said that, dude. You don't think you people out there you think I think I'm good? I don't give a fuck if I'm good.
You're just yelling at chatters now without even any reference.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah. Hey, great way to end the episode. I think this was
dude. No, that was a callback to the Ray episode. I was hoping you'd pick up on it.
Damn it.
Where you're talking to me and I'm here looking at the chat.
Shit, you nailed me, bud. You nailed me good on that one. That was good.
You got me good on the corn diff one. No, you're like they peppered him in. Stupid. All right, thanks for tuning in. Nice Sunday episode. We'll have some more shit out soon.